What's up, YouTube? How you doing? In this latest episode of We're Not Getting That Movie, this is going to be based on Don Cornelius, Soul Train creator and the mastermind behind Soul Train, who was a former cop out of Chicago, and of course his sidekick with Sid McCoy, and how he went from Chicago to LA and had the hippest happening show, especially in Across the Land. Sold a black lifestyle for the young and chic and took Motown's plan and ran with it in a more uh, made it even more mainstream, but more hip and happening. Um, Now I know people are gonna say the American Story, which was on BET, and that was a look into it, but it ain't really going into complexity of Don Cornelius. Unfortunately, in 2012, he transitioned, and a lot that goes on with that. And we don't ever get the full digest. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a few years ago. Um, there's a lot of different things that have come out. But his association with Solar Records and Dick Griffey and Soul Train Records originally, and so many different things that went on. We'll never get a accurate account to the rise of Soul Train and so on and so forth. You know, it would have been something far as a movie, but I don't think that story is ever going to be told in totality. You'll get like subtle versions of it, but you'll never get the real version of it. So that would have been very compelling, I think. I think Don Cornelius is one of the most intriguing figures. He's one of the most important musical figures without being an artist, but one of the most intriguing figures. Kind of, dare I say, kind of like the black version of Red Auerbach was to the Boston Celtics, how he with Bill Russell and them put that together. That's kind of how Soul Train was for us growing up back in the day, because he put a lot together, a lot of strings with the Johnson Johnson public and the hair and and the artistry and the dancing and the clothing. Because you think about all that was its own self a revolution. It was a statement. No one else was doing what he was doing, and it was basically like an all black universe, which was almost unheard of. To watch Soul Train on Saturday, and if you don't go outside and you in a chocolate city neighborhood, you almost forget where you are. Well, not all the way, but you know what I mean. But that was an escapism. You talk about put you in a trance and escapism for an hour. That's what that show did. That was why it was so worth watching, and it was such a mainstay and a necessity growing up. So, do I ever think that